Hey, welcome to episode 60 of Credit 101. Now, in this episode, we're going to talk about the 5 reasons I think you all should not be thinking about repairing your credit. A lot of people put a lot of effort into repairing their credit, but if you got these things going on, I think that you should just wait. I just don't think it's a big deal for you to think about repairing your credit as much as you should think about getting out these situations. So, if you guys have an eviction pending, I do not think that you guys should be worrying too much about, fixing your credit. Yes, you need to fix your credit, but you need to figure out how to make sure you're going to your next place that you're going into. And you need to just make sure that you guys are going to your court date so you guys don't get evicted. So it's a big thing. Yes, fixing your credit could help you, especially if you're trying to get into your next place. They may need to check your credit, but just make sure that you're just not going to get evicted during this full process. Also, if you guys are facing foreclosure, you guys need to definitely fix your credit. But if you're facing foreclosure, that means that every month they're already reporting you late and your credit score is going down every month. You need to fix your foreclosure and stop those late payments. And also, too, I recently got a foreclosure deleted. You can also think about just deleting your foreclosure, but at the same time, you need to try to figure that out so that you guys are not losing your homes. Another thing, if you guys are getting your home seized by the IRS, you need to handle that. Like, that's very, very important. So make sure you guys are handling that. If your utilities are getting cut off, you need to try to figure out what you can do to keep your utilities on, but do not put so much time into, oh, I need to repair my credit when you have a disconnection notice. Because if you guys have a disconnection notice, you need to try to figure it out, try to see if you can get some type of assistance or something to get that paid for. And then also, if you guys are having a car repossession, so if your car is getting repossessed, I suggest that you guys focus on making sure that you can stop that. Some people are like, well, I'm going to send this out to that. I'm going to give you a secure credit card, this and that. No, you need to figure out your car repossession first before you go into other things, and such as building your credit. Now, in episode 61, we're going to talk about what you should do in these certain situations, like when you're getting your home foreclosed on, who you should talk to, because these situations you really need to talk to someone, not just someone trying to help you with fix your credit. You need to talk to an expert that's in a certain area. So we're going to talk about that in episode 61. I'll see you all there. Hey, welcome to episode 61 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about when you should think about getting help from a pro and a professional, somebody that actually does these different things on a day-to-day basis. You shouldn't always go to a credit specialist or even call me about these situations. Maybe I can say, hey, talk to this type of person, or hey, look into this, look into that. But most times I can't help you with these different things. So I want to talk about these certain situations and give a few tips if you guys are facing these different things. So if you guys are behind on your mortgage, you need to talk to whoever you have your mortgage with to try to see if you can do anything about your back payment, try to see if you can figure out those payments and stop your foreclosure from possibly happening. If you guys owe child support, maybe you want to talk to the child support office to try to see, especially if you're behind, see if there's something they can do on some type of plan so that you guys are not getting, your taxes intercepted or anything like that. So call them and try to see what they can do about your child support, but you need to call the child support office. If you owe taxes, make sure that you call the IRS, try to see if you can get on a payment plan. If it's state taxes, call them too. They will be willing to help you. And if it's taxes for your real estate, call the assessor's office, call whoever it is. You should be able to see it in terms of on your tax bill. Call them to say, hey, I need to figure out what I need to do about my taxes. And we're going to talk about taxes in a few episodes. Also, if you guys are facing eviction, you need to talk to your landlord, or you need to talk to whoever it is at the courts that maybe they already put your eviction in. You need to talk to them, and you need to go through the process, or even talk to an attorney to try to see what you can do to avoid this eviction. If you guys are being sued, again, you need to talk to an attorney, especially for people that's getting sued by debt collectors. I hear a lot of people call me, not here, but a lot of people call me when they are getting sued, and I'm like, hey, you need to try to handle this. You need to make sure you go to court, because a lot of times people do not go to court. I remember when I was sitting in with an attorney, when I tell you it was default judgment, default judgment, default judgment, because people were not coming in and they automatically lost. When it was some people that came in and fought, they actually won. Some people fought, got on the payment plan, they stopped the garnishment that was going to happen. So I do suggest that you all just go and talk to an attorney, and also make sure you just go to court. And if you guys are considering some type of bankruptcy, talk to a bankruptcy attorney also. And usually people want to do bankruptcy, but it really depends on how much debt you have. And talk to multiple bankruptcy attorneys. Some bankruptcy attorneys honestly is going to just file bankruptcy for you. That's what they do. They want to just file bankruptcy. They don't care about it. They'll be like, oh, you only got $4,000 in this debt, or $6,000. They'll file bankruptcy on that when it's other options in terms of you possibly paying that off. So definitely talk to a bankruptcy attorney if you guys have huge things though, like you can save your house by filing bankruptcy, keep your car, things like that. So definitely talk to a bankruptcy attorney about those different things. But we're going to go over to episode 62, where we're going to talk about what you guys should do if for some reason your expenses are greater than your income. So I'll see you all there. Hey, welcome to episode 62 of Credit 101. Now in this episode, we're going to talk about the things that you guys should do if for some reason your expenses are greater than your income. So I had this happen to me many times before because I didn't learn about budgeting when I was younger. I didn't know about any of this. I just thought that anything that was in my bank account, I was able to spend. And I started getting a lot of recurring payments on a lot of different things. And I found out I was using a lot of my credit cards because I just did not have a lot of money in my account, a lot of income coming in. So these are a few things that I think that you all should think about doing if you have the same problem. So the first thing is talk to a credit counselor. A lot of times, but I know with a lot of people that I talk to, I say, hey, you need to cut your expenses. Hey, you need to refinance this car. You need to look into actually refinancing your mortgage, paying off your car. I can look at different things like that and say, hey, you need to do these different things, move some stuff around. Also, get some 0% APR credit cards because this can help you out a lot in terms of moving some of that debt over that you're having on your credit cards, because a lot of money could be going towards interest, which it can actually go towards your debt or just paying off those expenses so that you can at least break even, or you can start having extra money left over. So something that you guys should do is definitely talk to a credit counselor. Some people may need to just file bankruptcy too. I see a lot of people that have like a lot of debt out there, and maybe bankruptcy is the answer. I do not try to go the bankruptcy route. Honestly, I remember when I filed bankruptcy, yes, I was able to remove the bankruptcy from my credit reports. Yes, I was able to move forward. But to me, it just hurt a lot of stuff and it just delay your life. And it's not a guarantee you're going to get your bankruptcy deleted too. So I just would like to delay that if you can. I would rather somebody pick up another job and put that extra income towards certain debts. But sometimes it gets to the point where you just need to file bankruptcy, but it's not for everybody. So bankruptcy could be an option for you. Also, consult with a career counselor because you may need to just get a new job. I have been listening to a lot of people on their debt-free journey because, I'm in the process too. I don't want to have any debt, like student loans, any of that, even a mortgage. I don't want that. So I heard a lot of people, they switched careers. They started doing different things and they actually got some people say they got like a 30 to 40% increase in their income by doing this. Also, you could talk to your employer and ask for a raise. Well, make sure you're doing good there. Ask for a raise and let them know that you possibly will have to move around. But, say in a professional way, you probably have to get a new position elsewhere if they can't give you this raise because you need it to be able to live. Also, reduce your expenses. I talked to you guys about how I reduced my monthly expenses of $600. I had to cut a lot of stuff out of my budget, you all, because I just cannot pay for these different things, plus pay for debt. And that's a lot of money, $600. $600 is a lot of people car notes. So I was just so happy to be able to cut that. So you guys definitely have to cut the expenses. I showed you guys a few episodes ago about a free tracker that you guys can use. So you may want to use that, but you need to cut your expenses and you need to actually write down what you're spending money on. Just track yourself for a whole month. And at the end of the month, take yourself out to eat because you're probably doing it anyway. Take yourself out to eat and bring your trackers. I like to sit in the car, kick my legs up, put some music on or put a podcast on, and then just start looking at my budget then. And that's what I did to cut my expenses. I just literally got, I think I went to like Culver's and got a kids meal because, I don't want to pick up a lot of weight. So I just got a kids meal and I sat in the car and then started seeing, okay, I need to cut this, cut that, cut this, cut that. And I was down $600. So definitely do that. This is something huge. I think everybody should do. Try to cut your expenses, especially if you're already in debt anyway. And again, you need to reduce and eliminate all your debt. So cut your expenses is one thing, but you need to reduce and eliminate your debt. Like I said, you can move some of your credit card balances to 0% APR credit cards. That is huge. That's something I did too to eliminate my debt. So you can definitely transfer the balance on a lot of these credit cards. They may give you 0% APR for 12 months, 15 months. You can look into Capital One, Discover, Navy Federal. Navy Federal have like a balance transfer thing. I forgot the name of the card. I think it's a platinum, but don't quote me. Where they have it where I think it's like 1.99% balance transfer. That's the interest rate that you guys are going to be charged. And I think it's no balance transfer fee. So that'll be your APR. So definitely look into doing a balance transfer because that can help you out. And then also call these companies and try to see if you can settle some of your debt and say, hey, I know I owe you $1,000, but is this some way I can settle it and just pay a lump sum or something? And to me, and for me, for sure, paying a lump sum on something is way better than just paying a monthly payment. People are like, well, I got to wait when I got to pay little monthly payments. But yeah, in the long haul, you're going to pay more money. And I'd rather just get that discount up front by settling the debt than pay monthly payments on it. So let's go to episode 63. In this episode, we're going to talk about what you should do with your income and your money when you have enough money to pay your bills and you have money left over, like what you should actually do with that extra money. So that's where I'm at. So let me talk to you guys about that in episode 63.